Hello, craft beer lovers. Another episode of Brewgrass Brews. I am once again your host, James Wolverton. And this time I got back behind the camera, the wonderful director.
I'm back.
She, with the weather the way it is, she probably doesn't want to be.
No.
It is fall, for sure. We're past the equinox to go into autumnal. Yeah, why not? Autumnal. So fall brings out pumpkin everything. It just does. I don't dislike it. In fact, there's historic precedence for pumpkin flavored beers besides keeping suburban people happy. That's a good word. Suburban. In the colonial days, when you were desperate and had to brew something and did not have money for malt or had to stretch the malt, people will do any fermentable vegetable or anything they can. So they did make pumpkin flavored beers. They were awful. Only the common and i.e. poor people made them to stretch out their budget. They didn't taste good. Odds are the worst flavored pumpkin flavored beer that we have now is still a billion times better than what they had then. So don't hate on this like this is something new. Starbucks came up with this idea. It's actually an old idea. I hate to say we've improved on it, but I feel comfortable. We've probably improved on what they had then. So how we're going to do this episode is we're going to talk about the elephant in the room or the pumpkin in the room, pumpkin spice beer. We're going to start with Brooklyn because I've had it for years. It's one of the early ones, really enjoy it. Garrett, the master brewer, or if he's not, he was one of the original master brewers. Always a standard great beer. And then we're going to try something, well, at least new to me, Imperial pumpkin beer. And what's cool is I don't think either of these are barrel aged. They're just higher gravity, higher proof. You can tell I'm in the whiskey world. Higher proof beers, but higher ABV beers. Whenever you see Imperial on any kind of beer, it's either going to be really hopped or really high in alcohol. And a lot of times both. If it's an Imperial IPA, they tend to be bold. So I'm curious on all of these, but we'll start with Brooklyn. I'm going to have to do a whole episode on Brooklyn because I am such a homer for them. But when you meet the master brewer, and he's such a good guy, and he actually signs your encyclopedia of beer and makes great products, it kind of lends you to liking that. Yep, orange color, light hair, head, light hair too, no hair. It just smells like a pumpkin pie. Literally, yeah. This is one of the ones I would normally hand to the director. She's already giving me looks like, no, I'm not down for this. I like pumpkin pie. I was born in fall. I enjoy almost all things fall except for allergies. Ragweed is awful. Ragweed is the devil.
I like pumpkin pie at Thanksgiving.
It's not overly sweet. Clove, nutmeg, pumpkin pie. So this is going to be i.e. control. Because I know every year I've had a good beer for pumpkin spice beer.
I'll try it.
Okay. And rinse out. And in alphabetical order, we will talk about the other two contestants. So, Flying Dog. Flying Dog started in 1990s out of Aspen. Go figure, a microbrewery started in Colorado. In 2007, they outgrew and also decided, oh, that's dark. Ooh, look at that. They actually opened a Maryland brewery earlier. Oh, that's stupidly dark. Wow. Sorry to interrupt, but that almost looks like a porter. I mean, I can see some red, but wow, that's like funny. A Double Bock, which is a German beer, is not really black, but it looks really black with hints of red, and that's the color this is really reminding me of black. So, started in Aspen, distracted by the beer, which is never a bad thing. Started in Aspen. Also, one of the ones that came out of the brew pubs. That's something really interesting in history because really microbrewery and the small craft beer movement started in brew pubs and then grew out of that. The ones who made it grew out of that. This is one of the ones that did. Funny that they're now all out of Maryland. 9%. So it's an Imperial Pumpkin Ale, which I just think is funny term. Flying Dog always has these. They're unique labels. You really and dog related. So let's rinse out. Of course, the Dolphins. We'll see this week. This week will be a test. Wow. Now that is all malt, some pumpkin, but spice notes are not near the same. Wow, that is porterish. Yeah, very porterish. Bitter, thick, very thick compared to the other one. Wow, that was it. I mean, it's good.
What's the ABV on this?
9. So it's 9%. Both of these are 9. It's described as spice forward. I guess on the end, I'm getting a lot of the baking spices, maybe some cinnamon on that. It's good. It's thick.
Oh, drink this.
That'll stick to your bones. That's for sure. I might not get that one back from the director.
It doesn't really taste like pumpkin.
It doesn't taste like. It tastes like a spiced porter.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, it says Imperial Pumpkin Ale.
See, that's the type of pumpkin beer I would drink.
But does it
But
taste like pumpkin beer? Or does it taste like a spiced porter? Which I like. I like porters. I mean, it just the briefest hints of pumpkin.
Great for a day like today.
Oh yeah. All of these are. That's why. Okay, let's move to Shipyard in alphabetical order. Shipyard's from Portland, Maine. Yeah, that threw me several times when I was reading that too. 1994, so also another early 90s. So these are definitely
90s.
first round, maybe not OGs, but they've been around a while. So.
90s babies.
90s babies. Also came out of the brewpub movement. Go figure, same time. Out of Portland, Maine. Yeah, that's more. Now it's definitely darker than Post Road from Brooklyn. I'm trying to think the best way to hold it. Definitely darker than that, but not.
It's more amber.
It's more amber, copper, definitely dark orange. No, that's burnt orange from University of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Not that other color that's down the road that we don't talk
Yeah,
about.
not that other one.
So, rinse again and see what it smells like. A great head on that. That's about perfect.
That's
and
pretty.
was just good tight bubbles. Ooh. No, that's fresh pumpkin pie. I swear I am walking by like Kroger or Costco and they put out pumpkin pies. Smell that. That is outstanding. Now it's also, well, it doesn't say Imperial on here, but it is Imperial. It's 9%. The fun thing about these guys, and I'll give them credit, they put the IBUs, which is 20, and they put the malts in, which is pale, whole wheat, and Munich, and also the hops they've used, which is Willamette and Sapphire. So it's really fun, and it pairs with football, fall candy. I guess candy
Okay,
with
this
it.
is like fresh pumpkin.
And of course, the director's drinking first because that's what she does. You don't get married, stay married to someone this many years and not just expect it. Oh, wow. Ding, ding, ding. Wow. Okay. Let me rinse again. God, that's tough. It's still more spicy on the Fear. The Post Road is the lightest of the bunch, but it's also the lightest in ABV. It's just, what, 5. So we're almost talking, both of these are almost double. And, I don't know. This Shipyard's stupid good. It literally tastes like a pumpkin pie. I'm not lying. That is of the pumpkin flavor, but yet it's like someone made a beer out of a pumpkin pie. That's what I think. This is what people imagine when they have it. I really like Post Road. It's what I've come to expect, but I think the upping in the alcohol is probably more flavor off versus. Well, I know which two I think the competition are. I mean, I really like the Flying Dog. I think it's fun, but it's not, I don't think it's a pumpkin beer. I mean, I taste pumpkin in it, but if you're a fan of stouts and porters and want some spiciness to it, and not always a fan of pumpkin, but want some spice, I'd definitely go with this. If you want something you can drink, because this one you're gonna have to nurse at 9, but something you could just have a few of and be fine with it, take to a fire pit, take to a game or something, yeah, you can drink that before you go to the football game, tailgating. This would have to be at the end of the night, but it is stupid good. I mean,
honestly, it's like when I smelled it and even when I tasted it, it's almost like you're scraping out the insides of the pumpkin.
It's like they've liquefied in alcohol a pumpkin pie. I don't know how they did it. It's great. None of these per se are bad. They're just two that I think represent the style more. I like Flying Dog. I think they do fun things. I don't taste enough pumpkin in here, and I taste a lot of spices. But you can just look at the color. I mean, the color is just, it's like a porter stout versus these both look like pumpkin. This, you know me, I don't hate hating on anything, but I'm just, okay, let's put it this way. I'm surprised by that versus the other two. The other two, yeah. Once again, if someone gave me a pumpkin beer, I think that's what it should taste like. If someone gave me that, I'd be like, oh crap, and this is just, but Flying Dog does things different. That is their MO, so I'm sure they just want to do something different.
I don't think that you're hating on it. I think, I mean, it's not a bad beer.
No, it's just not the norm.
Well, and that's my next question is how much of that though is now we've been conditioned when we think about pumpkin anything.
That's what it tastes
We're
like.
almost conditioned to expect a certain, because honestly I wasn't expecting the Shipyard to
be as good as
it is. Now I don't know that I could drink a whole beer of it.
We'll find out today. I think I will finish that.
It's good. But I don't know. It might be too much because
once again, it's 9, but it's 9. The glassware here is a little bit not fully appropriate for these two. They need to be smaller. That's what we had. Definitely these two. If you like pumpkin beers and that's something you're looking for, you want the standard bearer. You want something a little bit more you can nurse. If you don't like pumpkin beers but into craft and want to try something different but is spicy, I would definitely try the Flying Dog because you got the spice flavors. It is spice forward, but it's much more of a porter or stout forward. So that's my opinion. Shipyard, I think this is newer to us. We're in Kentucky, and we can do a whole episode on distribution and the 3-tier system. It's just way aggravating on what you can and can't get. But yeah, that's my review. Pumpkin beers are not bad. Sometimes they could both of these are surprising, but sometimes they can really surprise you. Sometimes it's just a nice woolen coat that you have on. you're ready for the game to start, and you're gonna, hey, I see the leaves changing. Oh, I want something pumpkin. It's a time of year. You can't go wrong with Brooklyn. You can drink a couple before you go to the game. Game's won. You want to relax by the fire pit and have one, and share with somebody, because this is a big boy. Go with the Shipyard. All right, hey, you guys are weird with this pumpkin stuff, but I want to try something spicy. Go with Flying Dog. None of them are bad. They're all just going to fit a different need to fit a different profile. Hey, I wrapped it around to something ending positive. So if you like this, because we like beer and I like craft beer, like and subscribe. We need to keep the YouTube algorithm happy. All hail the great YouTube algorithm. Do you want me to use those pumpkins that you brought up?
I do.
Okay, because you brought up pumpkin.
I want you to give that to Shipyard.
Shipyard gets us
Yes.
the white pumpkin. Okay, yay.
Or maybe.
Well, we should give the silver because it is a different kind of pumpkin.
Yes, it is.
We're going to give the different kind of pumpkin to Flying Dog. Because,
Yes.
I mean, it's just different. And a silver pumpkin is something I would never eat or even look at, but it's different and it's still fun. Like this. So if you, once again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, any comments, got a comment on the last video, I do appreciate that because, you know, nothing's ever perfect, even doing research on the internet. Or if you found any other recipes on pumpkin beers, because they are out there, let us know. We'll run a whole episode on it. We'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Kind of floating between a couple of different ideas. One might be scary and sweet, but we'll see you in a couple weeks. Take care, drink craft beer. Always be fun to open up yourself to new craft beers, but do it responsibly. See you soon.